Hi. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what I like to call the clocks. It gives us more of an understanding and gives us our own lexicon, our own dictionary in Pilates. So, a couple of landmark definitions I'd like you to consider are the core itself. I think sometimes people get really confused about what exactly the core is and where on earth do you find it? Where do you find the core? Where is it? And I think sometimes we think, oh, is it the torso? Are the shoulders included? Where is it? Is it just in the front? Is it just in the back? So right now I'm going to go over that and then give you an understanding of what that means. Okay. So for this sake, for Pilates' sake, I would like us to consider that the core starts basically at the bottom of the ribs to the top of the pelvis, all the way around. So it does include the front and the back. Okay, so like a corset. Think of it like a corset. Bottom of the ribs, top of the pelvis, all the way around like a corset. So it doesn't include the shoulders. And we'll talk more about wheels in a different video. But for this sake, thinking of this as a clock. So I want you to think and define the core as this. But to access the core, we use something called the clocks. And so remember, the core incorporates the front and the back. So I want you to think of 12 o'clock. 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and 9 o'clock in the front. This is what we're going to talk about first. Solar plexus would be considered 12 o'clock in the front, which is right here. Your pubic bone is considered 6 o'clock. And then 3 and 9 are your femur heads. That's the top of your leg bone. It looks a little bit like this. It's your hip. It's your hip. And your hip actually lies within the pelvic bowl. So inside that pelvic bowl is your hip, okay? But they're different bones. The pelvis is different. The pelvis has its own, we'll be talking about that more with the wheels. But for now, just know 3 and 9 o'clock are the femur heads, okay? So the femur is the thigh bone, but in the clocks in the front, 3 and 9 o'clock are the femur heads. So again, in the front, the clock is solar plexus, femur heads, pubic bone. That's the clock in the front. In the back, though, so I'm going to give you a terrible kind of gnarly image. If by chance, let's hope this never happens, you were put on some sort of skewer or something and there was something put all the way through. So something put all the way through in the back. 12 o'clock in the back would be called the thoracic eighth vertebra, or T8. Because the femur heads are inside the pelvis, laying like this, they're still 3 and 9 o'clock even in the back. But in the back, 6 o'clock is your sacrum. And that's here. That's in the middle. So it is between the low back and your bottom, and it's kind of like a diamond shape between them. And then we'll consider that 6 o'clock in the back. Okay, so 6 o'clock in the back, again, sacrum. Still the femur heads, 3 and 9 o'clock. Sacrum is 6 o'clock. T8, thoracic eighth vertebra, goes all the way around in the back. So the front, it's the solar plexus, but in the back, it's the thoracic eighth vertebra, right? Remember, the corset goes like this, and it hits that thoracic eighth vertebra. So that's what I wanted to talk about a little bit today. We're going to go more into that during class, but I wanted you to get an understanding of the basic anatomy of this and what we'll be working with to help you connect to your core. So even though the clocks don't necessarily are defined within the core itself, these clocks are going to help us connect more deeply to the core so you feel them more, you understand them better, and the positions are easier to access. Let me know if you have any questions.